So here we have the fuel filter located on the passenger side vehicle. In the guard, down beneath the filter, we have a water drain tap, which you can rotate anti-clockwise to drain any water out of the fuel system. And then we're going to remove this filter. Okay, so we've just fitted a guard cover to the side so we don't get any fuel on the side guard. All you'll need is a pair of pointy nose pliers to undo the two fuel hoses, one here and one at the back. And we're going to disconnect the level sensor and the water level sensor under the bottom. If you just pull the filter up out of this frame at the back, and then here we have the two hoses there and there, which we'll just disconnect, pull the cartridge out of the car and replace the filter. So now I've just disconnected those two hoses. There's the cartridge out. Simple as that. Alright, now that we have the filter out of the car, we're going to go ahead and unscrew the cartridge, which is this fitting here. And you'll notice there's two arrows, one here and one up the top, that line up when you know the filter's correctly tensioned when refitting the filter. Okay, so I've separated the cartridge just by unscrewing this off the bottom of the cartridge, and then you just pull the top off, and here's our filter. That just slips straight out. You're going to replace an O-ring on the bottom half of the cartridge here with the new one supplied with the new filter. But before we do that, you want to go ahead and spray some carby cleaner and clean out the base of the cartridge. It just gets full of shit and lots of algae and crap in there, so we want to clean that out pretty thoroughly and then go ahead and put it back together. Okay, now that we've cleaned that out, you want to leave it to dry for a little bit, that way we don't contaminate the fuel. So I've replaced the O-ring on the cartridge and new filter in. It's just a matter of clicking on the top part of the cartridge, which can only go one way because it has two tabs on it. So it's got two tabs there which locate with the cartridge, with the base. Screw it back together and let's throw it in the car. So you'll notice on the filter where our inlet and outlet hose is, that one has an arrow. Now that is our outlet. So what we're going to do is we're going to hook up the inlet side of the filter, and then we're going to pump the top here to prime the filter and to force all the air out of it before we go ahead and hook the rest up, and before we hook the outlet hose up. Alright, now that we've got the inlet hose hooked up, I'm just going to go ahead and sit it in the bracket just to make it easier to pump. Now just go ahead, pump down. Well, that didn't take long. Now if you pump a few times, pull it back out, you'll see we've got more to go. Still a lot coming out. Sit it back in there for a sec. There we go. So now you'll see the diesel come out. Now we can go ahead and hook up the outlet side to the filter. Keep pumping that down to pressurise the system. And then just go ahead and refit the clamp. Plugs back on. Okay, so now I've tightened up the clamp on the outlet side, secured it back down the bracket, fit the level sensor, and then the water sensor in the base. Just click him back in, and just give it a few more pumps for good measure until you feel the pump really go hard. And you shouldn't have any air in the system. The vehicle should start up fine. If you do have any issues with starting it, just come back and repump this pump and it should be all fine. There you go.